This one going and fog up the place. Fog up the place.
Dust the place. Dust the place. This one going on. Dust the place.
This one going and fog up the place.
Dust the place. This one going on. Dust the place. This one going on. Dust the place. There we go. I'm winding up in this session.
Hi everyone, my name is Leston Paul and welcome. I am the creator and founder of Creative Diversity of Trinidad and Tobago, the blog. This afternoon I have the privilege of interviewing no other person but talented and experienced photographer Colin Anthony Gumbs. Colin have actually met me right here in the Queen's Park Savannah, so you can see this beautiful scene that we have behind here. So let's welcome him. Hi Colin and welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Pleasure to actually have you. So, we want to get to know a little bit about Colin. He's a local photographer, have been shooting for many years. So, let's know about him a little bit more, right? So, Colin, I've seen some of your work and I want to know, how long have you been shooting?
I've been shooting for the past 15 years.
15 years. Oh my god, that's years now. That's even, oh my god. I was like about 10, 11 during that time when you start shooting.
Yeah, you would have been too young to be a model. For me at that time, yes.
Oh wow, I've been probably too immature. I probably had to get my mother's consent or my father's consent.
Even that wouldn't help.
Oh, so my next question is going to be for you. What triggered you to actually start shooting or being so creative and shooting?
Well, it's a friend of mine who was in an agency back in 1999. It was Coco Velvet International Modeling Agency. The founder was Christopher Nathan, and he had his agency, and the guys were producing work done by a reputable studio at the time.
Yes.
Dennis needed a portfolio,
Yeah.
as everybody else did. So we decided to go down to the agency and see what his portfolio consists of, how it's presented and everything. And when we got down there and I looked at it, when we left actually, I said, Dennis, that work is so much crap. It's so much crap. And he was like, no, Colin, this is science studio. And like, I don't care who did it. It was crap.
Yeah.
Right? They had some ridiculous poses, and the concept of the composition was just not what I was expecting it to be.
Yeah.
So then he said, you ever did photography before? I said, no. He said, you have a camera? I said, no. I said, but I could do better work than that. So I convinced him to go on a shoot. I borrowed a camera from a friend.
Yes.
He actually showed me how to put in the film and how to reload it and all of that.
Yeah.
And we did our first shoot in Toko, and it was quite successful. Actually, it's a picture that I use up to today still on my call cards. And when we took the book back to Christopher and he saw it, he was amazed. He was like, wow, you need to hook me up with the photographer. I said,
Yeah.
well, hello.
You are the photographer.
And I said, oh, great, he wanted me to pull me in at the time to do some work with him. And I was like, no. I don't know that. I can't even identify the parts of the camera, let alone go on a shoot. I was like, no, it's all right. And then he was encouraging me to do more work, and I should take it up seriously. And I was like, I don't know. I really don't know if this is for me or not. I just did it because I want to help out Dennis.
Yes.
Subsequently, we borrowed the camera a couple times again, did more shoots, and the work just keep improving and getting better and better. And I started shooting Dennis. I continued shooting Dennis for like about 6 months. And then Christopher said, Colin, you need to take this thing up seriously. He said, let me give you some people to work with, some models to work with. And then, you could decide. And I was like, no, I'll tell you if and when I'm ready to do somebody else. And about 3 months after that, I met him again and I said, okay, I'm ready to try somebody else.
Yes.
I had that confidence after shooting for 9 months. And then he sent a girl, I remember her name was Lizanne, and we did a shoot in Fort George, and it was really good. He was impressed. And then I did another friend of his, another model, Marsha. Her shots were really, really nice. She had a big, that time the Guardian was big, massive paper. She had a full page on the Guardian.
Wow.
Nice shot. And he was like, okay, well, let me give you some guys. I was like, no. I will stick shooting them. This is okay. And he was, let me give you some more girls. I was like, no, it's quite all right. It's quite all right. So I did continue shooting Dennis for like another year.
Yes.
And we got work. When we got the work, he was like, he's impressed. And we were very, very satisfied with it at the time.
Yes.
And that's where it started.
Yeah. Oh, nice. So all of that have actually given you experience in working and working. The first thing that you start working with was actually film, because that time they had digital.
Yeah. Well, it had digital, but
it was very expensive that time.
It was expensive. It was not a technology that I was aware of, because we didn't know. I wasn't a photographer.
Yes.
I borrowed the first camera that I could have got. You know, it happened to be a film camera.
Yes.
I still have it at home actually because the
You
guy
still have
said,
it?
yeah, he said, you know, Colin, you know what, you don't take it because I don't use it. It's square, real, ancient looking thing. And I kept it because that's the first camera
first
that
camera
I
you
ever shoot with.
Yeah, nice. And now I guess you would have been updated now with more digital because film is so outdated, right?
Yeah.
Lovely. So so you've been so long and so experienced in this work, right? You've now narrowed down to actually working with just male models because I know you've said just now that you've worked with some females before.
Yeah.
Shooting for Guardian. So now you only shoot for male or do you do female as well?
No, I still primarily stick with the males. It's
Okay.
more difficult. I think shooting the guys are more difficult than shooting the females. So because of the challenge, and then the guys are so understated. Everybody shoots and they will shoot girls, and the guys they don't have anybody really.
Yeah.
You know, at least when I started off.
Yes.
So having been groomed so much into the male and it's more difficult, I realized that's where my niche is, and I stay there.
Right. So my next question I want to ask, right? What do you look for in your models? Is there a specific look that you want when you're looking for models?
Not necessarily. Like I always say, I don't choose the guys. I don't choose the models.
Yes.
Right. They actually choose me.
Yes.
It happens from the instant I see someone, whether it's in a magazine, whether it's in person. They could be driving past in a car. They could be pumping gas in the station. They could be picking up rubbish. Anytime I see that person, that creative desire starts to work automatically.
Okay.
Once that happens, I know I could work with that person.
Okay.
Once that doesn't happen, I wouldn't even bother because I tried it already.
Yes.
And once that don't happen, it's a waste of time.
Yeah, that's understandable. So you're always looking for models and screening them everywhere you go. Okay.
Always. I screen everybody. I screen my boss. I screen.
You screen your boss.
I screen everybody.
Oh my god. So I should have actually. So wait. Why didn't you tell me this before? So I'd actually been dressed properly.
You've been screened a long time
a
ago.
long time ago. Okay then. So that's actually my next question, right? When you screen people, do you automatically ask them, or what do you do? How do you get in contact with these models and stuff?
After this, well, the screening is done in seconds.
In seconds.
In seconds, done in seconds, you know, because it only take that amount of time for that desire to arise, you know, that yearning to want to work with somebody. That's not a long process.
Right.
It's either you want to or you don't want to.
Okay.
So after that, once that is there, once that element is there, I would then proceed to try to make contact with the person. If I
Okay.
don't know who it is, I will probably ask around,
about.
you know, until I get through.
Okay. So I know a lot of photographers have actually opened their work to not only Trinidad but the Caribbean region. Have you expounded out of Trinidad and Tobago, or you like our total Trinidad soil and only have worked exclusively in Trinidad and Tobago?
I think I like Trinidad. I remember a couple of years ago I went to the States and I carried some of my work, and everybody was commenting on how Caribbean it is.
Yes.
You know? And I honestly couldn't see it at the time because the work was work.
Yeah.
It was what I know.
Yes.
You know, if I drink in coffee and you find the coffee is so nice, I don't know. That's what I grew up on.
Yes.
You know, but after spending a little while up there and coming down here, and then you compare the work, and then you feel the work, and you feel the texture and the mood of the work, you realize it really has a Caribbean feel.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not knocking anywhere else.
Exactly.
But if you go to New York, it's difficult to find a river.
Yes.
You know, mountains. It's difficult to find greenery. It's difficult to find a nice rock on a background. If you go to New York, it's difficult to find the environment we have here. This is very, very, very Caribbean.
Yes.
And I didn't realize it until I went up there, and people were commenting about the work up there.
Yes.
You know, and then I started to look around New York City, and of course, there's only concrete and asphalt up there. You know, I mean, if you want to do nice, build it, fine.
Yes.
But I was beginning to see what they were speaking about.
Exactly.
You know, and then I began to appreciate what we have.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't yet exhausted that desire and that yearning to want to showcase our local talent
Yes.
and our local environment.
Nice. So guys, you know exactly, if you ever see Mr. Colin coming anywhere, all you have to do is start going to put on your nicest outfit, or probably start pushing out your chest a little bit and making sure that you look very much buff. So probably when he's screening, you'll be like, I contact you immediately. I thought when he have a casting call is when models go and stuff like that. I didn't know that is how he does it, right? So we're getting to understand a little bit about him, right? So we want to ask one or two personal questions, right? And I'm hoping that he'll be open up to answer these questions, right? What is Right? So there's a question that I really want to ask, and I'm hoping that he will answer this. Secrets. Do you have any secret that you're willing to share with me and even with Creative Diversity of Trinidad and Tobago and the entire world about photography?
Oh. Okay. Secrets about photography. My thing would be find your niche in photography.
Okay.
You know, because there's a lot of different styles and aspects to photography. I mean, I do weddings also, but that's not what my real niche is. I do it because I do it for a couple of friends.
Yes.
Right. But find your niche because there's so many different avenues, and whatever your niche is, I have a friend. He does fashion.
Okay.
Right. He started off doing fashion. He does okay work.
Yeah.
Get the models, get nice shots. But if you see him shoot nature, birds in particular, he is amazing. He is amazing. I mean, second to none that I've seen when it comes to shooting birds and nature. So I would think his niche is more along that line.
Yeah.
He does far better work. He does it a lot more easy than he would do with fashion.
Yeah.
Of course, it's still his call.
Yes.
So my secret would be find your niche,
exactly.
work with it.
Because everybody has their own different ways of shooting as well, and they have their own different things that they would like and dislike.
Yes.
Like for instance, me, I totally can't do landscape at all when it comes to photography. I can't find anything that is. I can look at your work and I could critique it and I would love it and I would be so amazed. But for me to shoot it personally, I don't like it. Right? I just like my own is because probably I was brought up in a theater kind of area, an artsy-fartsy kind of era that I really like to add in the whole theatrical into my photos, and that's what you're trying to explain.
Yeah. You need to find where you're good at, where you're strong, strong points. That way you can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong.
Nice.
Glad to hear that. So we've heard that part, right? His secret of photography, right? So we want to know a little bit more, right? We know that he was born right in Trinidad, because if he wasn't born here in Trinidad, I wouldn't be doing this interview, right? Obviously, I want to know exactly which part of Trinidad he is from, but I'm not going to ask him exact area because, some of you all stalkers will come and stalk my guest artist, right? And I don't want that to happen to him, right? So, which part of Trinidad and Tobago you're basically from?
From Diego Martin.
You're from Diego Martin, so you're basically the northwestern side of Trinidad and Tobago, which is cool. You're close to Port of Spain, you're close to everything. When it's carnival time, you could actually, no traffic really, So tell me this, are you playing carnival this year?
Of course.
Come in, yes.
Of course, every year.
Every year you play carnival?
Every year.
Wow, that's good. And who are you playing with?
Tribe. Already registered?
Yeah. Wait a minute, you registered with Tribe, right? This is your first year with Tribe, or you've always played with Tribe?
Always played with Tribe.
Okay, so you're one of their returning customers. Yeah. Unlike people like me who want to get in Tribe for so many years, right? Hint, hint. Haven't got a chance because of the fact that their list is always full, right? So I'm totally jealous here and I'm holding a little bit of grudge there, right? But I'm glad to hear that you're playing with and you support our carnival and love going to our carnival. I thought you would have been on the road shooting.
No.
You just like to go on parade as well with our beautiful colors and stuff.
That's one time I would not pick up a camera or go to work.
Go to work.
Yeah.
Okay, so your boss could know that you're not coming to work.
Oh, they know that long time.
Okay, lovely.
Long time.
All right, so we're trying to wrap up here a bit because you see the sun is going down, the place is getting dark, and I need to get home so I can eat because I'm hungry. I don't know about you.
I'm good.
You're good. All right. Right, so we know a little bit about him, right? So we want to ask one last question. Are you the spoiled child of your family?
Actually, I think I am,
You are. So you're the last child of your parents?
Yeah.
Oh, you're just like me. I'm not considered a spoiled child. So anybody who's listening out there, I'm not spoiled. I am just very much privileged than my other siblings, right? I don't know about you. You're probably the spoiled one.
I would concur. I think I'm probably spoiled a little bit.
A little bit.
Just a little bit.
I'm not spoiled. I just had privileges that are much more than my other siblings, and I'm from a big family.
I have 2 sisters and 1 brother. I'm also the last.
You came from a small family like that? Okay, I'm jealous again. Very small. So that's really good.
Small as medium.
That is not medium. I would consider medium to be like my family.
What?
9 children, mother and father.
That's too much.
That's too much, right?
But, I grew up with 4, and 4 was a lot for me.
Well, you see the thing about it, right? Like in my family, I'm the last the ninth child of my family, and I'm 10 years apart from my last sibling. So you see, my family are
Okay.
older than I am.
All right, but then you're okay.
Yeah, so you see,
You didn't grow up
together.
a couple years apart, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, so like for instance, when I was in my teens, my siblings were already grown women, men already married, and I am in my teens, the lonely person inside of the house. How unfair is that?
But we all grew up around the same age, like 4 years
Yes.
apart. I mean, from the first to the last,
Yes.
like 4 or 5 years.
All right, and that's what I want to ask too. Do you think that like growing up in Trinidad and Tobago have had a really great influence on your work as a creative?
I think it would. I think growing up anywhere would have some influence on you, whether it's be negative or positive. And
Okay.
I think all influences are good.
Okay.
You know, it's just how you internalize it, how you interpret it, and what you do with it.
Yeah. Oh, good. And we can look forward to seeing some of your work very much soon.
Oh yes, I'm working on an exhibition. I'm not sure about a calendar, but definitely an exhibition.
Yes.
This is going to be something else. I could guarantee it. This is going to be the talk of the town.
Oh wow, well I'm looking forward. I'm very much excited. I've seen a little bit, I've had a glimpse, so I really can't show you it. But if you could actually be in my brain or my eyes and see these things, you would be marveled as well. I am very much excited for what I'm seeing. Do remember that Mr. Gumbs was actually the first Trinbagonian to actually produce a all-inclusive male calendar and produce in Trinidad and Tobago. It have been successful in 2004. He created his first edition during that year, and then he created his second edition in the previous, what year was it?
2006.
In 2006. 2 years later, he created his second edition, so that can tell you how successful it was. And so you can look out for his exhibition that's coming up very much soon.
I would like to have it done probably like the end of this year,
End of the
early
year.
next year.
Okay, well, you know what? When he's ready to do that, you all can look on the Facebook page, because I'll update my Facebook page. I'll keep this Facebook and this blog running for a very long time as you guys continue to read and showcase some of his work, and also to give you an update about what he is doing, right? So we really want to thank Mr. Gumbs for actually taking the time for actually doing this video with us and coming all the way inside of this big Queen's Park Savannah, right? He's been very cooperative as an artist, and I really need to compliment him on doing that and being so supportive, and as we also support him as an artist. So tell me, I want one last thing before we close. Is there any way that we can get in contact with you? Facebook. So guys, if you really want to get in contact with him, his name is Colin Anthony Gumbs, right? He's been a photographer for probably over 15 years, right? And he has created one of the first male all-inclusive calendar right here in Trinidad and Tobago. So you guys support his work and find him on Facebook and send him messages, and probably you could line up and see if he'll screen you as well for some of his shoots, his upcoming shoots, right? So because as he said before, he does screen people, right? So thank you very much for looking, and I'll see you another day, right? So take care for now, and this is Colin.
Alright.
Bye.
I'm winding up in this session. I get it on like I never jam a bumper yet, but I ain't deep concentration.